Hi guys, quick little video for new recruits. This is for new gas engineers. This is an older Ideal Mini, and experienced gas engineers recognise this boiler as a Biasi. Same boiler, just different names. So issue is no hot water, so we've got tap open. As you can see, nothing's happening. So usually it's got a Hall effect sensor on. So usually these boilers, Baxi's, Ideals with Hall effect sensors, with any boiler with a sensor, usually it's always turbine on these. So the turbine flow turbine is right there. Now Ideal being Ideal, they don't call it flow turbine, they call it a filter and a switch. So they're calling it flow switch. Yeah, flow switch. But rest was called it a turbine. Now, what I always do is I like to check it with a magnet. Okay, so it's a quick little check. So you get a little magnet. So I've got a few of these from good old Temu. A couple of quid for a few. So there, so you can see lights come on. There we go. Lights come on there, and boiler's fired up. Okay, so it's a quick little test. Now what that tells me is that the flow switch, this is the flow switch, that's working okay and it's getting power. Okay, so I can eliminate it straight away, so I know 100% it's the turbine. Now if the other thing is, when you're checking, if you put your magnet on this side, it won't do it, it won't work. So it's the clear side that you want to do it on there, clear side. See? Yeah. Now if I did that with the magnet and it didn't light up, it didn't work, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that the flow switch is faulty. So the next step I do is I get the multimeter out. Okay, so then I want to check that I'm getting voltage to this flow switch. Okay, all these flow switches, whether they're Ideal, Valence, whichever, these are low voltage ones, and they're usually 5 volts DC. So on this one, it's been a while, I'm not sure, but I think it's the red wire. Okay, so on the red wire you'll get 5 volts DC, and if I've got 5 volts DC, that means the board is sending power to this, so the board is fine. If I wasn't getting no voltage from the board, so no 5 volts DC, that tells me the board is faulty, or the wiring harness. So I'd be checking the wiring harness first, and then the board. Okay, so it's how you eliminate it. So from turbine, we've eliminated this flow switch, and we can also check the power as well. So in this case it's pretty simple. I know all that's working, I know board's sending the voltage to it, and I know the flow switch is working as well. Sometimes what can happen is it can get stuck. So I've done it in the past where I've gone like that a few times on there and it starts working, but that's only a temporary measure. You would still have to replace the flow turbine, but it's a quick little fix. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but it does work sometimes. So yeah, it's important doing these checks and doing them in a methodic way, systematically, like I've just done. So that straight away, so it's less chance of misdiagnosing. If the issue was with the PCB board or with this, and I've gone to replace that, and then that means another visit. So this way I can straight away eliminate it, and I know exactly what it is. And with a lot of the components, that's what I tend to usually do. Always check and always eliminate. Don't just assume. A lot of the times you think, yeah, you know what, I worked on these boilers all the time, I know exactly what it is. It's that turbine. 9 out of 10 it is. You'll probably be right 9 out of 10. It's that one time it might be the board, okay, or it might be the flow switch. So for sake of 5 seconds, get a magnet out, test it, you've eliminated that side. Okay.